Guys, prepping your hair before shampoo makes a huge difference in your wash day. So today I'll be walking you through exactly how I prep my natural hair for a full wash routine. So this has actually helped save my strands, time and sanity. So here's what I'll be working with today. I just finished rocking a twist out. I think I rocked that for about 2 weeks. So my hair is super tangled. The root of my hair is so matted. Honestly, it's super tangled. As you can see, I still have some of the um, defined twist. So this is what we are working with today. Whenever my hair is in this state, before I go near a shampoo, I like to do like a prep routine to make detangling easier and also avoid unnecessary breakage. I learned the hard way that jumping into wash day without prep, especially when your hair is so tangled and matted, just leads to more tangles and lost strands, especially with our 4C, 4B hair. So step 1 is sectioning my hair. So I usually divide my hair into 4 to 6 workable parts, just depending on the thickness of your hair. This just makes everything more manageable, and it is also easy for the product to get into every area of your hair. Another thing I like to advise is that if your hair is usually tangled like this, or if you see that your hair is really tangled and matted, what you want to do is to first of all go in with your fingers before going in with any sort of hair tool. I'm just going to section my hair into 4 workable parts. So next, I like to go in with water, but today I'm making use of green tea in here. So this is still kind of a little bit warm. Okay, so sometimes I make use of water, sometimes I make use of green tea, sometimes I also make use of like aloe vera or flaxseed. So aloe vera and flaxseed just helps give you a very easy detangle process, but today I chose some green tea, okay, because my hair has been breaking off real bad lately, and I just want to make sure I reduce the breakage to like a minimum. And also you can make use of water, and preferably warm water. When I'm not making use of like the gel or green tea, I just stick to warm water. I'm just going to go ahead and apply this to this section. So I'm also going to make sure I'm focusing that on my roots as well and ends. I'm just going to work that in with my fingers. Cold water can sometimes tighten the hair cuticle. That is why I prefer making use of warm water. So I like to also separate my hair strands while at it, like so. This is just going to make like the tangle process easier. As you can see, that this is looking much better compared to when I started, when my roots were super matted and my strands were all tangled up. This has actually helped reduce that. Next, I like to pre-poo. Lately I've been loving this Do Grow stimulating hair oil. This is super beneficial to the hair. Not only does it promote hair growth, it also helps reduce breakage and also helps to tame frizz. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that and then just work it onto the strands and also the ends as well. I'm just going to go in with a little more and apply it to that strand. And this also smells amazing as well. It doesn't have the typical smell of like a herbal oil, if that makes sense. This doesn't have like an offensive smell. I use this to pre-poo. I use this as a sealant for when I'm moisturizing. This is just like an all-purpose oil for me right now. I just love it. So applying a pre-poo oil helps add sleep to the hair. It also helps to create a barrier to prevent moisture loss during shampooing. After the oil and everything has soaked in, next I'm going in with my white tooth comb to gently detangle. So First, I like to start off from the ends like so, okay? I feel like everybody knows this by now. You do not want to go like this, okay? Start off by the ends and slowly walk your way to the roots of your hair. You want to make sure you're gentle, and one thing I also like to do is to comb front and then go in at the back to comb again, because this just makes it much easier. You can see that the finger detangle we did earlier and also when we were separating the strands actually has helped a lot and made the detangling process much easier. After using the white tooth comb, I like to finish up with this brush. This is my favorite detangling brush at the moment. You don't necessarily need to do this. This is totally optional, but I like going in with this because this just helps to smooth out my strands, and just to make sure that I don't have any knots or like any tangles left in my hair. So I just use that to go in, and again starting from the ends I work my way all the way to the roots like so. And with this one as well, I like to go in underneath and then above. After doing that, I just like to go ahead and just twist that section out of the way. So now that this area is nice and detangled, let's work on the next section. So I'm just going to make use of this shower cap. So I'm just going to let this sit for about 10 minutes in order for the green tea I applied earlier to properly sit before I go in and then shampoo my hair. So that's just my full prep wash routine. Sometimes it can be a little bit different compared to this. It just depends on what I am working with. I tend to do this a lot when my hair is so tangled and matted or just in this state. Prepping your hair before shampoo makes a huge difference in your wash day, with less breakage, less tangling, and overall just a much smoother wash day. So this is where I'll be closing the curtains on today's video. If this video was helpful, don't forget to like, okay, subscribe if you haven't done that already, and let me know if you're the type that just goes in and just wash your hair, or you also do like a little prep routine. Also let me know what your favorite pre-poo is. Let me know in the comments. I will see you all in my next one. Bye.